Hey guys, so today in this video I'm going to be talking about change and how it relates to attraction and repulsion. So attraction and repulsion are two different movements. So change is just movement, and hence all change can only be either attraction or repulsion. And there's the saying which is like energy is only a change of form or location. But when you think about it, change of form is still just change of location. I think the reason why that saying still goes the way it does is because it came before like the discoveries of quantum physics. But if you think about quantum physics, then I mean, I guess you could say like from mass, like potential energy to kinetic energy, but it's still just movement. It's just it gets more excited. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like most change, or at least maybe all, yeah, I would say like all change, at least from what I understand, is just movement. And so, yeah, so if L changes just attraction repulsion, you see it in all types of different forces: the electromagnetic force, the strong force, the weak force, and gravity. And you also see it in the expansion of the universe, how it just keeps expanding. Again, that's just repulsion. So, yeah, so all of it has attraction repulsion. E and M force, electromagnetic forces, is just protons and electrons. If they're opposite charges, they attract. If they're the same charge, they repel. So, yeah. And so as for why this is important, I think it's important just to kind of visualize the movement. So if you just want to visualize the movement of like, and also the idea of balance, right? So the reason why you have these attraction repulsion is because then you have balance. If you only had pure attraction, then the whole universe would just be one big dense ball. And if you had pure repulsion, it would just be like a super flat universe, very, very homogeneous, and like basically in complete equilibrium. And you'd have no life. It would just be all the same boring stuff. But with the two together, you can have all sorts of interesting phenomena. So there's that to it. There's also the idea of the balance, like I was saying, the cycling, the recycling. So addiction and anti-addiction are the same thing as attraction repulsion. So anti-addiction would be repulsion. And in society, we have these addictions and these anti-addictions. Those are the two forces. Like learning is just learning, like addictions and anti-addiction. You kind of like tell yourself, is this bad? Is this good? Do I like it? Do I not like it? You're just kind of and you're just like moving the things. It's like you repel things, or you like take them in because you like them. You like those thoughts and ideas. And it's even bias. Even bias is the same thing. It's like you have a wall of like data, just like an image, right? And you just focus in on whatever is most interesting to you. So again, the addiction, the attraction, and you repel the parts that you don't like. It's like when you see something you really don't like, you kind of like turn your head, or you just ignore it, or you close your eyes, or whatever. Um, and so as for so yeah, so it relates to anti-addiction addiction, and then that relates to recycling. So anti-addiction addiction is just taking and giving, taking and giving, giving and taking. And so recycling is the mix. Recycling is balance. Recycling is how you mix the two, giving and taking. So you want to take as much as you give and give as much as you take. And recycling is how you maintain balance. So when you think about it, if you don't recycle, you actually slowly degrade the balance, the state of things, until it kills you. Now, if you recycle, then you'll maintain the balance of the system. You'll keep it the same way it's supposed to be, and it won't kill you, assuming that you evolved to be able to live in only that environment, or like a narrow range of environments that's very similar to the current environment. Essentially, you get too far out of that range, and then it kills you. So there's that aspect relating to change, and then attraction, repulsion, addiction, anti-addiction, and then the recycling, which is the system of the balance of the two. And a lot of the time, the universe also balances the two. So the universe expands, but at the same time, galaxy clusters and their mass inside them, they like to attract a lot. And so this is how they balance the two together. For instance, the attraction is much stronger than the very weak universal repulsion slash expansion. And so, yeah, so there's that aspect to it. And yeah, it's kind of just trying to understand like the movement and the type of force. Just, I don't know, I guess personally just like breaking it down into the simple aspect. And I think once as you realize, like another thing about the addiction is that I was trying to understand like why a slave is able to be exploited, and I realized that a slave is able to be exploited because they're addicted to life. And then when you kind of like realize that, you're like, oh, wait a minute, is like everything an addiction? And yeah, like everything is basically just an addiction or an anti-addiction. So yeah, so for instance, that's how you can change yourself. See, yourself, you're addicted or anti-addicted to things, and if you want to change your addictions, you just have to find ones that are stronger, or you can do a balance of repulsion and addiction at the same time. So you can repel from your current addictions, and then at the same time find other addictions to replace that longing for like dopamine and and like an identity and that activity with your energy, right? Because you have energy in your body and you kind of want to let it out. And that's kind of what humans do. We kind of like want to have we're like a vessel for change. So the human is a vessel for change, and energy is flowing through us, and we kind of want to let out that energy. And that's why we try to find like different addictions where we can let out our energy, right? Give and take, give and take. So a great example is how humans, we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out CO2. We eat, right? And then we poo. We drink water, and then we pee, and we transpire, and our body heat leaves out body heat, and also movement. So like movement is creating like vibrations and like sounds, um, and we also have all sorts of different energy leaving our body. And so when we do different activities, it's a way of maintaining that balance. um, and of course, there's other aspects to a lot of it is also honestly just like for survival. You need to be motivated to survive. But anyway, that's a different aspect of it. But as for the balance and going back to the addiction, anti-addiction, yeah, so you can get away from strong addictions by just finding stronger ones or mixing the two with repulsions or even just really strong repulsions. And you can just build that up. And addiction is similar to learning. It's just repetition, repetition, repetition. It's like gravity. It's like gravity, and you just want to make the gravity bigger. So you want to make the mass bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what you do when you learn. So I was saying it's you are what you learn, and you can only care about what you know, and you can only act on what you know. So when you care about something, it's because you know it. So when you're learning and you're learning more and more and more about something, you're slowly caring more about it. There's two types of caring. You love it or you hate it. So when you love something, you also hate like usually the opposite of it. And when you hate something, you usually love the opposite of it, or just like something along those lines usually. And so yeah, but at the end of the day, you're still caring about it. You're not just like indifferent to it. You're not just like ignoring it and like, oh, I just kind of don't care. Hate is a type of caring. It's just like the opposite of what we think of normally as caring. It's the opposite of love. But anyway, and same goes the other way, vice versa. Love is the opposite of hate. Um, and so yeah, so I think that's it for the video. I don't know. Let me see. Got anything else? Yeah. So there's kind of like nuances. I guess you kind of learn to notice that like attraction, repulsion have like different aspects to it, like the attraction, the anti-addiction, addiction, the balance, right? So that's how you achieve the balance. And like I said, the change is movement, right? Attraction, repulsion, that is a change. That is, in my framework for balance versus change, it's what I call freedom to do things, to move, attraction, repulsion. And is the balance is related to that, right? So when when the attraction and repulsion balance each other out, then you have a state of balance. And so usually when you have recycling, you're usually going to have some sort of flow of change, and you're just trying to undo that change or to at least minimize the loss of energy, the loss of balance. So you try to make it circular. So yes, maybe you have some inefficiency, but you make it circular, and with the sun, you can get the energy going back in. So the energy goes into the system through the sun, it goes out a little bit through inefficiency, but if you maintain the circularity, you overall maintain balance. Anyway, so that's how, attraction, repulsion relate to change and balance. All right, guys, that's all I have for the video. Making much more videos like this, so check those out. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.